Got Lost 45 by Mary Wells on Billboard's Hot 100. April 24th, 1965. Never, Never Leave Me. From 54, dropping from 54 where it peaked to number 68, a Lost 45 by Mary Wells. Boy, this was a big come down for her too, at least as far as commercial success goes. Coming off of My Guy, which went to number 1 about a year before, and although artistically, fantastic, lovely record, dealt a great vocal performance backed by an orchestra. Sounds more like a Dionne Warwick record as opposed to a Motown record. Mary Wells, Queen of Motown, one of Motown's early flagship artists back in the early 60s. She was popular before the Supremes got really big in 1964. That's the thing about Mary Wells. Her biggest hit, My Guy, unfortunately overshadowed her previous hits in the early 60s. She signed with Motown, or at least a subsidiary of Motown, in 1960. She approached Berry Gordy, the head of the Tamla record label, which was associated with Motown or became Motown, and she had a song that she wrote for Jackie Wilson. And she approached Berry Gordy. It was at the 20 Grand Club in Detroit. And she approached Berry Gordy because Berry Gordy had collaborated with Jackie Wilson. But Berry Gordy, he was real tired. He said, well, I don't want to mess with this stuff about Jackie Wilson. Why don't you just sing the song yourself? Let me hear you sing it. Mary Wells sang the record to him, sang the song to him called Bye Bye Baby. Berry Gordy signed her on, signed her to probably the Tamla label. Well, bottom line, signed her to the Motown record label, and put her into the recording studio, recorded Bye Bye Baby after 22 takes. Talk about a vocal workout, 22 takes. That'll wear you out. My goodness. But it paid off. It went to number 8 on R&B in 1961, went to number 45 on Billboard's Hot 100, and then the hit record started to flow. 1962, Two Lovers, one of our best records. You Beat Me to the Punch. Also in 1962, might have been 63, both of those songs written by Smokey Robinson, and then My Guy came out. And by the way, did I mention that she was 17 years old when she signed with the Motown record label? Just a teenager. But things didn't work out at the end with Motown. At the peak of her popularity, she left Motown. Royalty disputes with Berry Gordy, and also there was a rumor that she was pissed, angry with Berry Gordy because Berry Gordy was taking some of the profit from My Guy, from the royalties of My Guy, from the money that My Guy was making. And instead of paying Mary Wells, is taking a lot of that money to support to promote the Supremes. And Berry Gordy was big on the Supremes. They were like his act. They would be one of the major flagship acts of the Motown record label. And that caused some resentment among some of the other girl groups of Motown too, but that's another story. Don't want to get into that right now. And she cut some duets too with Marvin Gaye. On the Heels of My Guy, 1964. What's the Matter with You, Baby? One of those songs she did with Marvin Gaye, but she left Motown. She got a $200,000 contract with 20th Century Fox Records, and she recorded an album with them, but it flopped. Her biggest hit was Use Your Head, which I believe just barely made top 40. And Never Never Leave You was the follow-up. Should have been a bigger hit. Great orchestration, fantastic voice. She sounds, I don't know if I already mentioned this, but she sounds more like Dionne Warwick, a nightclub singer, as opposed to a Motown singer. Probably one of her best vocal performances. Seriously. It just didn't work. She did a tribute album to the Beatles. A Beatles tribute album came in the wake of her first album with 20th Century Fox. And that didn't do anything either. Well, it happens. Mary Wells, a Lost 45, coming in at number, let me get that chart position again, number 68 on Billboard's Hot 100, Never Never Leave Me. April 24th, 1965, the Hot 100.